From the television studios of Elon University, my name is Robert Woner, and welcome to this one-on-one webcast. The truth is, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know that much about basketball. I had the worst high school basketball career you could possibly have. I scored 4 points. Well, 2 if you minus the 2 I scored for the other team. Still, when you think about it, I love sports, I love these movies, and we're going to talk about them. Thankfully, I'm not doing it alone. To my right, here's Brian Dudiak. To my left, here's Sean Dolan. Sean, I'll start with you. When we're thinking about basketball movies, what are you looking for?
Well, see, here's the thing about basketball movies. I don't treat basketball movies like I treat other sports movies because basketball doesn't handle itself like every other major commercial sport.
Right.
When I watch a basketball movie, I don't really, if there's an underdog story, if there's a hometown team you can root for, that's fine, but I want it to be flashy. I want it to be entertaining. I want it to be in my face. I want there to be slam dunks, behind the back passes, crossovers that break somebody's ankles. I want it to be like the NBA is today.
You want it basically like NBA Live on your PlayStation.
More or less.
Brian, what are you looking for?
I'm actually going to kind of agree with him. It's got to be memorable, and it's got to be something that brings me back to my childhood, that happy time, the greatest time of your life when nothing matters but watching movies. That's what it's got to be. It's got to be memorable and make me happy. It's got to be my happy place. You know?
I don't want to judge what your list is going to be. Are you saying that the best sports movies were all when you were between 6 and 10, Brian?
I viewed them all when I was between 6 and 10, yes, but they aren't necessarily for 6
That's
to 10
not necessarily invalid.
I hate to be the voice. I hate to be the voice of reason here. When I'm looking at basketball movies, basketball is about the brother in the hood or the guy playing in Indiana. This is playing alone in the country. Basketball's a way out for these people. That's what I want to see in a movie. Call me cliche, call me predictable, but that's what I'm looking for. And when I say my top 5, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I know we compiled our list. Sean, I want you to go from 5 to 1. What are your top 5 favorite basketball movies?
Well, you know what? I've talked to you off the air about this. My number 5 pick is Glory Road. You want to talk about cliche movies and how you love those? That's a pretty cliche movie by your standards. It documents the Texas Western team that started 5 African-American players for the first time in college basketball history. Kind of a monumental moment in basketball history, given that the league is pretty much dominated by African-Americans. Very good movie.
And
I enjoy watching it.
It's also boring.
Let's go to number 4. Give us number 4, please.
Number 4, okay, number 4, I've got Hoosiers, your big movie. Gene Hackman, I don't want anybody else playing Coach Norman Dale. He's great in that movie. I love his inspirational talks. He really gets the team together. It's not high up on my list, though, because it's cliche.
Tell us what
it's
number
the
3
underdog
is.
story.
Tell us what number 3 then is,
All
Sean.
right.
What is
Number
better
3.
than Hoosiers?
Oh, man, you're going to hate me for this. Semi-pro. Semi-pro. Yes, you heard it. Will Ferrell, Andre 3000. Yeah, no, it's because here's what semi-pro is. It reveals what the NBA has become today. It's all about being flashy. It's all about the entertainment. It's not necessarily about the sport anymore. Will Ferrell is his team's owner, coach, and starting center. You can't possibly say, I'm crying for attention, any louder than that. And I feel like that accurately represents what the NBA has become today.
Number 2, please.
Number 2, you'll appreciate this one, White Men Can't Jump.
Why would I appreciate that one?
No, because, okay, that came out pretty wrong. Because you talked about, it's about grassroots basketball. That opening scene in Venice, it's dirty, it's raunchy, there's trash talk, there's yo mama jokes, there's hard, physical play, it's grassroots basketball at its best, and it's basketball in the hood.
And number 1, sir.
Number 1, I don't see how you can argue against this, Space Jam. Hands down, Space Jam, greatest basketball movie of all time. You said yourself, no, Robert, don't get me started. You said yourself on a previous webcast that sports movies are about the kids. What child who wants to be a professional NBA athlete doesn't watch Space Jam?
I said they're about kids, but I didn't say it's about promotional tie-ins with McDonald's or advertising campaigns for Warner Brothers or a big commercial for Michael Jordan.
Please.
Space Jam, the number 1 sports movie of all time?
Absolutely.
Oh, enough. Brian, let's get to your 5, sir.
I let you guys argue because you guys aren't even close to what the best movies are, so you can argue all you want, but I got the end right here. All right, I got a tie between the first 2. You're not going to be happy.
Okay.
Eddie and House Guests. Now, I got to explain House Guests. There's one scene in House Guests where they're playing basketball. All right, so it counts. It's set in Pittsburgh, and the greatest actor alive, Sinbad, is in the movie. So that is why it's on the list. Same with Eddie. Whoopi Goldberg's in that movie.
Wow.
So that's why I like it, because it's 2 memorable actors, the greatest actress and actor in
Whenever I want to go to top basketball movies, those are the first 2 names on my list too, Brian. Very nice
Whoopi
job.
Goldberg.
Very nice job. Who do you got for number 4?
Kazam with Shaq. It's a
Really?
basketball movie because Shaq is a basketball star. He's a genie, and it's a great movie. It brings you back to your childhood. It's totally different.
That's like saying the commercial where Shaq, takes all those people out to the desert and says, "Hey, nobody touches the Shaq." That's like saying that's a basketball commercial.
Well, I think I almost put the Ben Stein Shaq commercials on my list, Shaq and Stein, but I
really?
didn't. I
Brian,
left them
Brian,
off.
I don't know if you got the point. My question. I said the top 5
Oh, I'm
best
getting there.
basketball
I'm getting
movies.
there. We're getting there.
Okay.
Number
let's
three,
go for
number three is Space Jam. I have it a little
Okay,
bit lower
all right.
on my list. It's a great movie that brings you back to your childhood, but Newman's in it. I mean, Newman from Seinfeld's in it.
Yes.
I mean, you got Newman, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Muggsy Bogues is in that
We've seen
movie.
it. It's a big
Muggsy
promotional
Bogues.
video. It's a big promotional
Muggsy
video
Bogues.
for the NBA.
It's Muggsy Bogues.
Number two, sir.
All right, The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. This is a great movie.
Homer
Yeah,
Bell.
tell me about this
Explain.
movie.
Homer
Tell me
Bell.
about this movie.
This movie was set in Pittsburgh. It's about a Pittsburgh basketball team that is losing. I can relate to that. You see my tie. It's a pirate
Yeah,
tie. I can
yeah.
relate to that. It's a basketball team in Pittsburgh that is losing, and then they turn it around. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's in the movie, and you know when this movie was filmed?
Tell me.
1979, the last time the Pirates won a World Series. That's why it is the second greatest basketball movie of all time. It's actually a pretty good movie.
I'm glad
so,
it meant a lot
I
to you.
mean,
I'm glad it meant a
it's-
lot
it's-
to you,
it's
Brian.
just-
Okay, so what's your number one? What could possibly
My
be?
number one movie is the most genius movie of all time. It's probably one of the greatest movies of all time. It doesn't have Whoopi Goldberg or Sinbad. I don't even know who the actor's name is. I probably do, but I don't.
Let's just get to it.
Juwanna Mann.
Oh, come
It's
on,
oh my God, it doesn't
Brian,
get any better.
dude.
Juwanna Mann, a man playing women's basketball, and it's great. It's just such a genius movie.
This is the
I
third
mean,
week I've been doing these top 5, and I appreciate it when people took it seriously, Brian.
I'm taking
Juwanna Mann?
Everybody
Oh.
that's watching this is like, he is a
Okay,
genius.
I
that
hate
is
to
right.
be the voice of reason on this program because that's
Oh,
not usually what I
please,
provide.
please.
Let's go. How about He Got Game? 2 words. Denzel Washington. How about number 4? Finding Forrester. Another 2 words. Sean Connery. Let's go to number 3. I agree with you. I like White Man Can't Jump. How did nobody mention number 2? Love and Basketball. This is a movie, I'm telling you guys. I know when you're too busy watching Juwanna Mann and Eddie, people, maybe when you want a lady with you, you can watch a nice movie. You got romance, you've got basketball, you've got the founding of the WNBA. To me, that's important. Number 1, I agree. It's gotta be Hoosiers. Of all the cliche sports movies, of all the cliche top movies, this one really is legit.
Okay, you know
this
what?
is cultural,
All right,
it's
okay.
time-wise. I love it. I don't want to get into this debate with you. We had to listen to you, Brian, rant on and on.
I'm sorry, man.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Muggsy Bogues.
watch this online. Be sure to visit our website. We've got interactive polls and other blogs and information about this program. I'm sorry you had to sit through that, but in the meantime,
Juwanna Mann.
whose side are you on?